Susan," she murmured. "I am." Susan shuddered with a sense of foreboding, anticipating the evil to come. "It's an Aztec mask of Quetzalcoatl, the sun god, who was driven into exile by Huitzilopochtli, the god of darkness." Barbara looked down at the skeleton again. He must have been a high priest. Beside one skeletal hand was an oblong rod of carved jade with 6 beaded threads of silver, each about 6 inches long, attached to one end. Barbara picked it up and smiled. "Do you know what this was?" "No." "His personal fly swatter." Susan giggled. Since the Aztecs were Mexicans, the TARDIS must definitely be on Earth. "But what year is it?" she asked. "I can tell you when he died." Barbara pointed to the objects strewn on the floor. "About 1430. These things all come from the Aztecs' early period." She picked up a gold bracelet shaped like a coiled snake that lay on the slab above the mask and turned it over in her hands. "This indicates that after he died, he was revered as a god." "You really know your subject," Susan exclaimed. Barbara smiled and admitted that when she was at university she had been particularly interested in the Aztec Indians and their civilization. "What little I know about them doesn't make me feel very well disposed towards them," Susan replied with a grimace. "They used to cut out people's hearts while they were still alive, didn't they?" Barbara picked up the razor-sharp knife, hewn from stone, which lay at the skeleton's feet. "They did. They did it with this," she said. "It's called an obsidian knife. But there was another side to their nature, a highly civilized one. The Spanish didn't think so when they came here. Fernando Cortes and his conquistadores saw only wealth for themselves and barbarous acts of savagery by the Aztecs," Barbara replied. "That was the tragedy of the race. Their civilization was completely destroyed, the good as well as the bad." Barbara put down the knife and picked up the bracelet again. "The Spanish landed in the early 1500s, didn't they?" Susan asked. 1519 to be exact. Still holding the bracelet, Barbara pointed to the wall behind the head of the slab. A coloured fresco depicting an eagle clutching a coiled snake in its claws, surrounded by warriors in loincloths, cloaks, plumed headdresses and sandals, who held shields, spears and short swords slung from their hips. From their mouths came bubbles filled with hieroglyphs. Barbara studied the fresco, and almost without realizing it, slipped the bracelet onto her wrist. "Just like cartoon strips," Susan remarked. "But they're all the same. What does it mean?" "That the warriors will protect the high priest's spirit until he rejoins his people." "Did the Aztecs believe in reincarnation then?" Susan sounded surprised. "Definitely." Barbara moved closer to the wall. "This painting has hardly faded at all." She touched the mural, then quickly withdrew her hand. "What's the matter?" Susan asked. "Maybe my imagination," Barbara replied. "But I think the wall moved when I touched it." "Let's both push it and see." They put their hands to the wall and began to push. The wall swung slowly outwards and upwards. Light trickled into the tomb, and then flooded in as the wall rose higher and higher. Both of them blinked as their eyes adjusted to its intensity. "This tomb is part of a temple," Barbara whispered. "Hadn't we better..."